I'm Lisa Shepard Stewart. I want to thank you all for coming tonight. I am a Rahway resident for 20 years, and I have my business, Cultured Expressions, right down the street on Main Street. I've always loved fabric and textiles and sewing. So I'll tell you a little bit about myself in a second and some background, how I got into this, and then we'll go into the inspiration, which is why you came. My love affair with fabric started at 4 years old. I had this little blanket that was hand woven, like very loose weave. And I was so impressed with how the threads did this and just all stayed together. I was mesmerized. At 4 years old, I couldn't verbalize it, but something about the fabric just got to me. And that never left me. So I learned to sew at age 12, back when Singer had stores. They had their own Singer stores in the mall. I went way back, right? So I went and did some classes, loved it, took to it. That led me to FIT after high school. And I didn't want to study fashion design. I thought fashion designers were a dime a dozen, and that wasn't my thing. But marketing I was into, and business. I thought if I can combine these two, the love of fabric, and somehow it'll work out. And that's just kind of what happened. It evolved. I never really had a overall plan, but kind of things happened, and I just, was happy doing it. It's the first book in the how-to category that really deals with African textiles. So at the time, you had a lot of Martha Stewart type people writing their books, how-to books and guides and project books, and none of them addressed African textiles. So at this point, I was kind of getting into the African part. In '86, it was my first trip to Africa. I went to Senegal, brought back duffel bags of fabrics, no particular plan, because we don't have to have a plan, right? We need it at that moment, and we're gonna die without it, so we get it. And I brought back duffel bags, and that started my whole journey of African textiles as opposed to just fabric in general.